What's up, y'all? Put your hands together like this. Funk from the front seat is upon you. 9 on the Grind TV. Special guest today, Tammy Down, is in the house. My girl Kara Oker is coming on with us too. She's our producer. Woo! Dedicated to the preposition that all things created equal are funky. What's up, Ohio? How you doing, Brenda? Hi, Patty. Hi, Bootsy. Ride with us, bump from the front seat. New York, you in the house? Plainfield, New Jersey, where you at? Strong Island, Facebook. Queens, where you at? Staten Island, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Curtis Wilcox. I love you, man. I love you. Plainfield, New Jersey, you heard? The Detroit City, Motor City Booty Affair. Minneapolis, MPLS. Vanessa, I hear you, baby. Georgia, 2 dogs. After Glow 92416. That's right. Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Washington State, Kentucky, Texas, Philly, Phil, I love you. Philadelphia, Dr. Brookenstein. Washington, D.C., Chocolate City, Keith Jackson, Beat-Bump Radio. Oh, we gonna get bumped up today, y'all. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Yeah. My girl out in Cali, I love you, Angela. Hawaii. Samoan. All up in Cali. I love y'all. Don't forget, Funk from the Front Seat every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 on the Grind TV. We right here grinding for you. We want to give shout outs to everybody. Kudos to everybody that came out to hang out with us today. Producing the show today, Kara Oker. She's back there with us. Beautiful as always. She's on the fly, keeping it real, keeping it live, keeping all the pictures and the videos flowing and all that good stuff, bringing in the guests. We're going to see when Miss Tammy flies in, she'll let me know. But for right now, I just want to say one thing really quick. Prayers and thoughts go out to everybody in Florida. I know you guys are suffering, and I know there's a lot of pain. As a New Yorker that been through the Twin Towers, I understand. Believe me, I know. And God bless you guys out there, man, to stay safe. And everybody else out there going through anything really fast, you guys got to know you got a place to come. Vent right here. Stay active on the chat line. You can hit me 24 hours a day on my Facebook page, and we could talk about stuff. Everybody needs stuff to talk about, so don't ever feel like you ain't got a place to go or a person to call. You can call me personally. I don't care. My number's available for everybody, man, because I love all you guys out there, man. And we going through some things right now in this country, but again, we just got to try to make the best of it. And as we grow and understand our place and understand where we are on this journey, maybe one day we can look back and say, hey, we needed this massive change of things to grow and help things grow. It is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. So I want you guys to be aware of that. And Karen and I are going to come on and talk about that a little bit later. Right now, we're just waiting on our guest to pop in. Tammy Zhao is in the house. She's the founder and director of Just Gilded Cages. She, him, they, and, she has a degree from the University of Washington, and she works down here with her fiance, Diego Alves. And, it's just like, Alivez rather, and there's just so many things that this woman is involved in, as well as staying active on Facebook and every place else. So let me readjust my camera because I like to give you guys some different angles sometimes. And this guy, where you can see me better. And I just want to say hi to everybody and make sure that you guys know you are loved here in the Funk from the Front Seat. Hold on. Oh, camera adjustment. There we go. Yeah, make sure you guys know that you guys are loved on Funk from the Front Seat. This show is about peace, love, and harmony, and that's what we do on this show. A couple of quick advertisements. P-Funk Radio, love you. Keith Jackson, JTRP, Philly Phil, get on the Funk Bus on Tuesdays with Gabe on Wednesdays, Robin Circle of P, and of course Larry Funkster Jones on Saturday. So y'all make sure y'all check all that stuff out on P-Funk Radio. Miss Pat, Aquarius Rising Art, Curtis Wilcox, you know you the bomb. You know I love you. Tony Cam, my shirt, XXXL. I'm still waiting on it. Now you got to send me two, one for me and one for my producer, and I'll let you know the size that she wears. Joe Keys, I love you, Late Bloomer Band. I'm going to see you up in Maryland. HJ Entertainment, my booking agent, and Heidi, Dr. Heidi, I love you. Kane and Jams Entertainment, Kevin, for doing all the hard work you do on our music, making it pop, and we got plenty to do. Dr. Brookenstein, working hard on our website and all our publicity. I love you very much. Patty and Bootsy, of course, and all the Club Funketeers around the world, Bubba, because you guys are my heart and soul and my spirit. So, Club Funketeers, we all stick together, and we are Club Funketeer ambassadors for the funk, peace, love. It's official. Family approved, one nation, under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it. A lot of people are speculating about this particular date, July 4th. It does mean certain things to certain people. I understand it. I support it wholeheartedly. I don't think anyone in this country should be supporting any type of official American holiday until we all are equal. Today I'm wearing this for my soldiers. I'm wearing my fatigue for all the proud men and women who serve this country, regardless of who is in office. Okay, so just understand that. I support the troops because Lord knows I would be able to do this show if there were people shooting at me right here. Okay, so for that, I love you guys. As far as everything else goes, you kind of know my feelings about that, my opinions. I do not think that everything is equal. I do not think that everything is fair for minorities, for women, for LGBTQ communities, for people that are coming into this country illegally or legally. They cannot be treated like trash. They shouldn't be thrown in cages. They shouldn't be separated from their kids. It just shouldn't happen like that. And don't forget, you guys stay active on the chat line. I know it's a holiday. You can always go back and realize you can watch all my shows. They're on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. I don't do any subscriptions or anything. They're all for free. I'm not trying to hit you up for money. It's not about that for me. It's about peace, love, harmony, and spreading the funk. Now, if you want to donate, you can always go and donate something to me. I appreciate that. That helps me keep StreamYard running. StreamYard, thank you. You guys have been really, really great to me. I appreciate you. And you guys do a great job. Just make sure we get them MP3s in full effect soon because we need it as musicians to make this thing go. Tammy Zhao will be here in a minute. But let me talk about Florida for a minute. When we see something like that happen as a country, everyone is always up in arms, like, oh, how did this happen? This, that, and the other. But we know how it happened because we live it every day. Every day we see shortcuts. We see corporate America, big business, taking all types of shortcuts to get stuff done. Okay? And shortcuts and not paying attention to the details, which my producer Kara is very good at. She should be running some of this infrastructure stuff. Shortcuts are what makes things less applicable when it comes to safety, because you could take shortcuts and cut corners and use inferior materials, use inferior services to check certain things. And I don't know all the details in Florida. I'm just telling you from what I know, being a New Yorker living in the city, concrete and pavement and skyscrapers. You can't really take shortcuts in this country. Some people try to do it, but you can't. There is no shortcut when it comes to building a building and making it safe. A lot of times, especially in areas like Florida, which God forbid, I heard they get ready to get a storm now. So I'm gonna pray you guys don't, because y'all got enough to deal with, man. Um, when people aren't watching, somebody gonna take a shortcut and get money under the table and use inferior materials, and then that's where you're gonna have problems. Whether it was the drainage in the building, or whether it was the building itself, or whether the inspections were not done properly, or whether they were done half-assedly. People died. People died because of shortcuts. It's very odd that that one building in that area fell down like that. That's some strange stuff. I've been around skyscrapers my whole life. Okay. The only thing that took down a skyscraper in New York City, the biggest city in the world, was a jet plane. So, what happened there? And I know the lower level officials, the mayors and so forth, I know they know. You can't tell me they don't know. If you're involved in a project, you know. I know everything about this show. If something happens on this show, I know. I'm responsible. And there's a responsibility. And this ain't about lawsuits. Of course, people are going to do that and they deserve that. But it's not about that. This is about when you decided to say, I'm going to send the third best inspector to inspect this building because I want my first good inspector to go inspect the building that I'm invested in. Poo-poo the other one. You go take care of my stuff. So yeah, the number one guy goes there, and then maybe the third or fourth or fifth best guy goes there. And he brings back the report to the best of his knowledge. But let's face it, you don't want a shoulder surgeon doing a heart transplant. Two different things. Yes, he may be qualified to fix your shoulder, but he ain't gonna know jack shit about your heart. And I think that's where we are right now. I'm not sure, but I've been talking to a couple of people, the scuttlebutt down in Florida that I know, my brother Al and my brother Leroy and people like that. And I talked to a few people, and I'm following what's happening, and I'm trying to understand. Okay, well, how come nobody said about all that water that was in the basement of that building? And then the lady complained about it. And then from what I understand, she left the board, the condo board, because she said, man, things ain't right. Nothing ain't getting done, yada, yada, yada. So, there's some oddities to this story, right? And I say that to say every city has this bull stuff going on. Every place does. Everyone does. Every city has it. Okay. And if every city has it, then we need to pay more attention to what our local governments are doing. We really do. I don't care if you live in a farmland community and they're using, pesticides to destroy the crops and you're eating it and you're wondering why you're getting sick. I don't care if you live in Detroit and you turn on your faucet and you put a lighter under your faucet and it spews out water that turns into fire. Yes, actually happened, fire. Yes, it's documented. Michael Moore did a whole show on it. Or I don't care if you live in New York City and they never finish anything and the pothole's been there since like 1962. I don't care if you live in Louisiana and the Delta is flowing up, rising, and all of a sudden you got Katrina, Al Rashad, the bigger the headache, the bigger the pill, baby. The bigger the doctor, the bigger the bill. Bottom boys for life. Shout out to Al Rashad right now because this brother has been doing stuff and he's hooked up with Marcus Miller. And you go to Al Rashad's website or go buy his music. I'm telling you, him and his son John are beasting on the bass guitar. They are totally crushing it with their jazz music. They're influenced by, all these great jazz artists. And I was so proud of my brother because, we've been together. We got some dirt on us, man. And, to see this brother shine, and he's always so humble, And he always supported his son John. And now to see him come out and do his thing, Al, I am so proud of you. I love you, man, and I can't wait to do some music with you, man, because you the bomb.com, man. And whatever you got going on, whenever you want to come on, man, we book in September, you come on, and I know you get ready to do a tour and everything, and I'm so happy to see that, your song Millerized, which I do play sometimes. And forgive me, I was up late last night, so my voice is a little slow. But your song Millerized, brought Marcus out of the woods, and Marcus was like, "Oh, let me see, what's going on here." But yo, your stuff thumps, bro. Your stuff thumps harder than hard. And if you guys are out there right now, man, pull up this brother Howard Sharp. See what he's doing, man. Yo, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's better than anything that's on any jazz radio station. And same with, my man Kevin, my drummer, his stuff, Kane and Jam, KX Project, KX Project. He's got some serious jazz stuff too. A lot of musicians I know, they're just not funketeers, man. These are jazz cats and they're deep into their stuff. And Al, you always been there for me, man. And you know what? I'm so proud of you, man. And I can't wait to be standing front row with my backstage pass. I told you that. I ain't selling for front row. I want the backstage hooked up. So you got me. I know you got me, all right? And Al, hey man, bottom boys for life. That's right. Al is down in Florida. And I told you I got family down there, man. And it's very, very important that we acknowledge what's happening, man, because again, the world is a fragile place. It has a place for all of us. And I was talking to Curtis Wilcox on the phone this morning. Him and I talked, man, and we was talking about, the gripes and this and that, the little spats and all. I don't get into all that negativity. But yo, Funketeers out there, understand one thing. We all need each other, no matter what genre of music we do. We all need each other. We are the next ones to keep the cycle going for Black and Latino and Asian and white and whatever else musicians. We are the ones. The earth always repopulates itself. Therefore, the music business will repopulate itself. And I'm not talking about the pop stuff that's 3 minutes and 20 seconds long that they keep putting out, trying to poison your mind. And I love some of that stuff, but let's face it, 99% of that stuff is pure garbage. And I'm going to just say it like it is. It's garbage. It's there to make the quick change, make the quick buck, and then next week they're gone. And again, I'm not mad at the business because I know that's how the business is. But to repopulate the music business, you have to let new artists in with new ideas, new creativity, new sounds, and a new way of thinking about the music that they're playing. And the artists do not need to gripe and scrap at each other. We have to stop doing that. If someone has a project out, just because you didn't play on it doesn't mean you can't support it. And it makes me really, really angry. And I'm not calling any names. I'm just saying, stop it. Even with artwork, even with whatever it is artistically somebody is doing to try to help benefit another minority, do not bring them down. Stop. Black people, Asian, Latino, stop being the crabs in the damn barrel. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We don't need to do that. Help each other. Pull another brother or sister up. Don't block them from shows and venues. Let them get on the venues and shows. There was always only going to be one P Funk. All right? We got our girl Tammy in the house. We're going to bring her in right now. Thank you, Al. I love you. Tammy, how you doing, beautiful?
Oh, thank you. I don't know where one of my bags went, so I'm going up to the rooftop to check.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for joining us early. I know you're in Washington State. I know you only have a few minutes, so I'm going to get right to it. Jess Gilbert Cages, you're the founder and director. You went to the University of Washington. You now live here in North Carolina. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. When people ask me what I do, I always just ask them, what is missing in your life? And then I tell them that's what I do. And a lot of the times it's because it has to do with feeling joy, having time to do what you want to do, that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
And kind of going off of what you're saying about artists. Oh, never mind. I'll take the next one. Helping empower artists, and not just empower, but also power artists, because there's just ultimately not enough resources. Trying to figure out how to get around this hotel.
You good.
But yes, I also power up artists. And a lot of the times that's energy work, alchemy, all of that. I would say that's what I do. I like to bring people together. I love bringing people together. I just feel like there's so many people in this world that aren't connected for many, many reasons. Most of all, that you could say that's the legacy of segregation. But yes, I love to bring people together, unite, and just unite the power that we all have when we unite. So that's what I do.
Awesome. And just for my audience out there, I am actually working with her company as well for the Nappy Funk Army. We have, joined forces, and, her and Diego are doing some great things for us. So just stay tuned for all of that. And so tell us this thing about, the holiday and where we stand as minorities and give or take or give. Wow, it's beautiful there. Wow. Look at
It
that.
is. Here, let me show you the view.
Yes, look at that. Look at you. Awesome. Awesome. You glowing in the sun like a diamond in the sky. I, I love it. See, this is the kind of insight people only get on Funk from the Front Seat. Right here. Look at that. Oh, was that the you wow, okay. Look at that.
Giving you the 360.
I see. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So real quick, right? And let me know when you have to go. You just pop off, and I appreciate your time because I know you got things to do. The whole thing with Juneteenth bleeding into the Fourth of July controversy as minorities, as a woman, as a woman in America, obviously you're Chinese. So what is it that you think we need to do to come together? I really want to do togetherness today. What is it that you think we need to do?
What a good question. That's always the question, right? I think that it's definitely a mixture of things. I think depending on who you are, it's obviously subjective what your to-do task looks like. Ultimately, experiencing joy. And if you happen to be experiencing joy on July 4th, that's totally fine. If you're experiencing joy out of other people's grief, then that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think there's just a lot of people who don't know history, a lot of
Yes.
people who who are very disillusioned. There are a lot of
Yes.
people
Yes.
who don't live in the reality that is here, grounded for many people. There are a lot of people who don't listen, who don't empathize.
Yeah.
And that's where, I think and a lot of people just don't know history because history has been taken from us, has been whitewashed, and has been raped and stolen and all of that, as we all know. But not everyone knows that. So it becomes, of course, how do we bring togetherness? How do we unite? And ultimately, it's people need to do the job of learning, because we cannot depend on the government to do anything for us when it
That's
comes
right.
to education. So it has to be self-education. It has to be learning from, whether it's social media, whether it's going on the internet, but it's also understanding how to take things with a grain of salt and how to listen, how to have discernment, how to hold space for discernment and gut intuition and all of those things. So I don't see this year being the year where we're all, knowledge.
Same.
But I do see more and more people being educated, knowing that it's uncomfortable to celebrate July 4th. And I know that as we continue to unite, that more and more people will find July 4th uncomfortable to celebrate. And that is ultimately the only thing I see happening.
Yeah, yeah. You're right because again, my daughters were hip to it. We talked about it. I talked about it, with my girl, and I talked about it with a few people last night, and everybody is kind of in the same agreement. Like, yeah, we understand how people may want to do something because it's the weekend, holiday, fireworks, whatever. But we also know they're trying to take history out of the schools. What do you think about that? Trying to take all the history out of the schools and they're passing these laws. Tell me your quick thoughts.
I
Right?
laugh because it's just such stupidity and such fucked upness. And I mean, the thing is, people have been taking away the history for a long ass time. So I mean,
Yes,
is it anything new? No. But is it helping to unite and elevate? No.
yes,
So,
that's right.
ultimately it's also about how do we catch children, right? How do we catch children? How do we make sure that more and more people comprehend that there is no education happening in the school
Right.
systems, in the United States school systems, that you do have to educate yourself. You do have to band with the community that you just need to be connected with to not only feel good as a human, but also um, just you got to know what's going on, and the school system is not going to teach you anything that's worthwhile.
Yep.
So it's just really about recognizing that, like there's no need to justify or validate what they're doing to the school system. We just have to know that it's shit, and then we have to do what we got to do to stay educated and to
That's right.
actually be in the know. That's pretty much it. We
That's
can't
right.
depend on the school systems.
No, we cannot because it's set up and it's designed to keep us stupid. You're right. Illiteracy. I realized that when I was like, my youngest daughter. She doesn't even know how to write in script in cursive. And I was like, what the hell are they doing in school? I went down to the school board and talked to them about this. I said, how are you not teaching my child how to write in cursive? I got to teach her this stuff at home. I mean, you're supposed to be doing this basic stuff, And again, they want us to be dumb. But because of people like you, shows like this, and other shows, and what Diego is doing with his music, we're going to make sure we fight this, as Bob Marley would say, this old evil Armageddon, because that's all it really is. It's all about that. So what else you got going on besides all your great stuff that you're doing? What else you doing?
So right now I am working, thank you for the question. Right now I am working with so my friend, they have hold on, English words are not coming to me right now. A consulting collective called Define and Empower. And we are partnering on a Black feminist hotline. So if there's anyone out there, sorry, there's like a plane coming over me right now.
You're
Um,
good.
but if there's anyone out there who wants to drop off questions or just in general, honestly, like vent, like questions are always important, but also we just want to make a space where anyone really can drop off any, workplace drama, trauma with just society, and anything about sexuality, anything with mental health, any of that. We specifically need to continue having a Black feminist lens on everything in life because that is the only lens. And so we specifically operate from that lens. And also Amanda, co-partner, she is a teacher and she is very well versed with all of the Black authors. I mean, perhaps not all, but many, many. So just also lending, Audre Lorde, Toni Morrison, all of these great, powerful writers and their energy into this hotline as well. But yeah, that's one project, or I guess it's a lifetime project in that sense, as well as working on a documentary for
Oh,
featuring North Carolina artists. Yeah, I'm like kind of because we're still like working on it, but that's happening. So right now we're in the Mitts, yes, I know, Zach. We got you. We are just in the middle of reaching out to different artists across North Carolina so that we can really, elevate and just bring attention to artists who are doing the work to elevate consciousness, to expand consciousness for all of us. So that's where our
That's
main focus is. So yeah, those
pretty
are a few
cool.
projects I have going on.
Awesome.
Trying not to get too much on my plate because I want to commit to everything with, same quality of energy. So yeah, those are the main ones right now.
Awesome. Where can the audience? How do they get in touch with that hotline? Is there a
Oh no,
number or
I think you're
something?
muted.
Me? I shouldn't be. Can you
I
hear
can't
me?
hear you.
No, I shouldn't be muted. Kara, am I muted?
Can you say that again? I don't know if I heard you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You hear me now? You hear me
Uh,
now? Hold on.
better. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's my phone. Someone's like trying to call me.
Now, is that better? Better?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. We're good.
Oh, it got really quiet. I think
Okay.
it's because my friend called me. We're getting in this lift.
Okay, no problem. You got to go.
Um,
Let me know when you got to go. But I just want one
yeah,
quick.
let
Where
me
can the
let me
audience?
jump out and then maybe jump back on because the audio's gone totally
Okay,
haywire.
not a problem.
Okay, let me see you in
Okay,
one bit. I'll be back.
okay, okay. And we're hanging out again with Tammy, and she's doing some amazing things. You can hear all the great projects, and I love the project that she's starting. Having a hotline set up for people that actually need to, you know, um, speak their voice, speak their mind. Today's show, I can tell you right now, we're going to go a little long because I'm bringing Kara on for a half hour, at least 20 minutes or so, and we're going to talk about some stuff that we want to get into. I'm trying out these new glasses, so bear with me if you see me adjusting them and everything, because to me they look really, really big, but I need them to see. So and I don't really necessarily like the frames. I'm gonna go back and change the frames, but you guys let me know what you think. All right. So anyway, um, thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Yeah. So she's doing some great things, and these are the kind of people I want to have on the show. I want to have positivity, people with peace, love, harmony. And this is what we want to do here. We want to give everyone a platform to come on and speak their mind, unfiltered, totally organic, wherever they are in the world. You see, she was in a hotel on the rooftop, she's in a lift, going somewhere, whatever, and she's taking time out of her busy life to join us. That's really special. So those of you that follow Funk from the Front Seat, just know that I love you. Thank you for all the continued support. I always post it on my Facebook page and tell you thank you because you guys are amazing. You make the world a better place. All of your comments, I try to get to them during the week eventually if I can. All of the kind things that you guys say, I always try to make sure I acknowledge them because once again, there is no show without an audience. So you guys actually make the show. And everybody that I said that I've had on the show as a guest, former or past or future guest, know that I am so, so grateful. I'm honored to have you because you guys are actually amazing. And you bring all of this great information to me and to the audience. And again, what she was saying about having a hotline for people to call, we need that. Especially minority women. There's so many things that they have to deal with, especially the LGBTQ community. So many things they got to deal with. So, as human beings, let's think of it this way. And I always go back and tell people read Carl Sagan's book, The Pale Blue Dot. It's the Pale Blue Dot. Look it up. Read it. That should be mandatory reading for everyone in the world. Kids should start reading that book when they're 13 years old. The Pale Blue Dot. And it's a thick book. You ain't going to skim through it, but read it because it educates people on Earth and its place in the universe. Earth literally is just a pale blue dot. So everything on it really in in reference to the universe is irrelevant. And we make all of these things down here relevant. Cars, clothes. I'm sitting on stacks of money built like a chair. You see all these commercials on TV and everybody blowing money, money. Corporate greed America. Kill more people than the mob. Trust me, corporate America, those people are evil. They have killed more people in wars than the mob put together. They start wars. You know, the Illuminati, and I ain't afraid to say it. Fuck it. People like that run the music industry. All of these things are irrelevant compared to where we sit in the universe. We're not even number one in our own solar system, even though we think we are. The most powerful thing in our solar system is the sun. Because without it, there is no solar system. We don't live. Imagine no sun. There'd be a lack of heat. We'd freeze to death. So again, your car, your stack of money, you're dunking a basketball or throwing a football. Yeah, you do good things and you're trying to throw a little bit back to the community. But let's face it, if somebody has, like Tupac said, a man has $1 billion and I see a man on the street, I can't give him one. You got $1 billion? What are you doing with it all? I know you guys are going into outer space soon. You ain't fooling me. You've already set all that up. You're going to pollute and kill the planet. Thank you, Kara. You're going to pollute and kill a planet so we can't. I love Kara, man. What a producer. Woo! She's hot. She's on everything. Love it. That is Tammy's site, and that's where she was talking about. So y'all check that out. See, that's a producer right there, Jack. That's why I have you. We have to look at things and say, how can we better the next man or woman? How can we get them lifted up to make them feel good inside about themselves? Because not enough people feel good inside about themselves at all. You know, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So anyway, I'm going to ask Kara to run this spot, P-Funk Radio, Keith Jackson. I'm going to sit back and give a few minutes, a second or two to our sponsor. And I thank you for that, Keith. So youtheman.com. And we're going to run that. And then we're going to bring Kara on the other side. If Tammy jumps back in, that's cool. But I know she had things to do. So, you know, thank you, Tammy, Zhao, and Just Gilded Cages, founder and director. You know, and I know you're out there in Washington State doing some great things. And, you know, those great organizations. Black Feminist Hotline. Okay. 971-338-9426. Any issues you may have, you heard her, you call, and they're going to be there for you 24/7, you know. So we're going to run that spot, that P-Funk spot. And then we're going to come back with my lovely producer and my co-host, Kara Oker. You know, she's going to come on, and we got some things to talk about minority mental health. Again, Funk from the Front
Hey, this
Seat,
is Keith Jackson
every
with
Saturday,
P-Funk Radio,
12 p.m.
inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Love you, Keith. Thank you, brother. See, now he's helping. You know, I'm helping him. He's helping me. That's how we roll. There she is. Superstars in the house. What's up, love? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Tammy is here. She's here. But Tammy, give me a thumbs up if you want to, if you're ready to hop back on. You are? Cool. So we're doing a group thing right now. Is that all right, Zach?
Yeah. I want you to ask her your question, because I know you always have a very intelligent, intellectual question, and I love to have this thing. Hi. Okay. Tammy, my producer, Kara Oker. You know, she's going to chat with you, and we're going to sit here and chat it up for a minute. But she did get your hotline, a Black Feminist Hotline.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you so much for doing that. So nice to meet you, Kara.
Oh, so nice to meet you. We're just going to run that as often as possible for the rest of the show in case people just catch us throughout the rest of the show and they don't know what it's about and they're curious and like, oh, let me call it. So we're just going to run that through the rest of the show if that's okay.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm sure a question will come to me other than I just think it's amazing what you're doing and the just every component of what you're doing and the perspective of what you're doing. I am curious though, where did you get, how did you come up with just gilded cages? What is the idea behind that?
Yeah, what a great question. So Just Gilded Cages comes from Aldous Huxley, where she has this quote saying, "There's no such thing as liberty, there's just gilded cages." And that stuck out to me a lot when I was younger. I love philosophy. I love um, being critical. I love all of that. And so it just, as I, worked in corporate as well, and I followed the system or like traditions that were quote unquote successful, it just hit me that I had no joy. The entire time I just wanted to run away. I was traveling, I was taking PTO to do things that I really wanted to do. And I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I living a double life? Like, that's literally not what I want to do, because it's so much energy to hold capacity for a life that I just don't want to have, a lifestyle that I don't participate in. Like, that just drains me. And seeing, my parents who are migrants as well to this country, just seeing how low of joy they had because they were doing work that they had to do to sacrifice the family. And ultimately it wasn't cute. It's not cute. It's not cute to see other people drinking themselves to delirium because they don't want to do what they do. There's so many people who have the privilege to do something that they love to do, and so many people who don't have that privilege. And I wanted to take advantage of the privilege that I had to not only lift myself up, but to lift, of course, everyone else up, because it doesn't matter if it's just me at the party. I want everyone else at the party. Otherwise, it's not fun.
That's right. Tammy, we lost your picture, but maybe Kara can put up your picture. We lost your video, but we hear your audio, so you good. Yeah, you good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We work with it. But yeah,
I'll
that was a great
figure it out.
question. Yeah, I got you. That was a great answer. I wanted to ask you one thing about that. Um, Working with these other ladies, is it possible in September that we could have all three of the authors that you mentioned on, and we could do like a round table? Because I'm very interested in when you said they all are authors, but they all have a different take on certain things. So maybe we can make that happen in September.
I mean, I'm definitely happy to bring on Amanda, my partner on Black Feminist
Awesome.
Hotline.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know for sure if we'll be able to catch those authors, but that would be sick. I believe, and like, I'm literally just doing a quick Wikipedia, but something tells me that some of these writers may no longer be alive. So
Oh, okay,
I
I got you. I
I
got you.
don't believe we'll be able to bring them on, but that would be rad.
Yeah, your partner for sure. Because I love to spread. You know me, I love to spread the wealth. Kara can tell you that. So yeah, man, it's very cool. You're a very powerful spirit, and I told you that the day we hung out and we met or whatever, and we was chilling in your backyard. Um, and remember when the ladybugs flew in? I'll never forget that. The cardinals flew in and the ladybugs flew in. So that to me told me that, hey, because you was telling me about the spirit of your grandmother and things like that. So out in the world right now, and I'm going to ask you this question about young people. Young people are suffering in silence right now, and how can we help them? Because I know, because they're strong, they've been through this thing, and now we got to help them get back on track. What would you say to all the young people out there that feel like they're stuck in mud?
Mm, what a good question. I think that as someone who has been through my own process of being stuck in the mud, ultimately it's always about what brings light into your life, and
Yes,
don't shame for that. There's no
yes,
space for shame. There's no space to put yourself down. Everyone else in this world not everyone, but there's a lot of
We
people in
got
this
your
world
back.
who will take any chance to put you down, and
Yeah.
you just can't let them. You got to make sure that you just do what you love to do. And if it's, hey, I love to eat chocolate, okay, then go eat chocolate. Go eat until you are fulfilled with all the chocolate that you need. Go and paint if you need to paint. Go and write out your feelings. Go punch a fucking bag. Go throw shit and make sure you just don't hurt anyone in the process. But there's so much that can be done. And if it's, you know, sharing your story with someone else, just feeling heard and being witnessed, all of these things that are so important to the human experience, it's about slowly getting there. Don't rush it, because sometimes rushing it brings a lot of potential pain as well. But just to bring what gives you light and love into your life. That's really it. You know, there's a lot of times where it's about human connection. You know, go outside, go to a park, go connect with the birds, go connect with the ants. Like, there will always be something, someone, some energy for you to connect with. And it's so important, because we do need to be grounded. We do need to be attached to the earth in some shape or form, in order for us to feel good, because that's just what it is to be human, is to be connected to earth and nature.
Yep. That's right. I'm gonna let Kara get this last question, then I'm gonna let you go. I know you're busy. Again, we're hanging out with Tammy Zhao, Just Gilda Cages, founder, director, and she has this very, very great new project, Black Feminist Hotline. So, Kara, take it away, sweetie.
Well, I just want to say that what you said earlier about using, you know, any privilege that you have, such as being able to do what you love, versus some people don't have that choice or that ability to. I love the fact that you highlighted that, because oftentimes when people in general, and I'm going to say it's, especially white people, I'm not going to lie, some people can feel under attack for, oh, I don't have privilege, I've had to work hard or whatever. Like, it's not discounting any hard work or anything, but rather using any type of ability or advantage that you do have to lift others up, to provide education, to really be in flow with the world. And I love how you explain that so beautifully, because it is so important to understand that it's not about knocking people down. Yeah, it's about just using your gifts of the world to just be in flow with the world. So I don't know. I love it. I'm so happy you're here too. I'm so honored to be a part of this. And I guess I just kind of wanted to like gush a little bit and say thank you.
Aww. Thank you for seeing me, and thank you for making space.
Yes.
It is important. Yes, we need to all operate from love. And a lot of the times, love is also hard work. Love is knowing the reality that we exist in and continuing to persevere, you know, like love for your own life and love for the life of others is so important to hold space.
I like that, Tammy, and I'm going to end on that note with you. You know, just love and life, and you know that space, and just loving yourself. I know you're very busy. Listen, I want to tell my audience, this woman got up extra early. She's all the way on the West Coast. She took time out of her schedule to be with us, to be with you. So I need all of you guys to go to her page on Facebook and find her information and say thank you, drop her a line, support her, support the Black Feminist Hotline, and support her on all her social media outlets. Totally the bomb. Thank you so much, Tammy, and for joining us. My best to Diego. I'll see you when you get back, and we'll chat it up and have lunch again, okay?
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It was nice to meet you, Kara. We'll see each other again.
You. Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Bye.
Take care.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yo, only on Funk from this front seat, you're going to get this. Right, Kara? Only on this show. Exclusively, yes. I may add. That was so cool, right?
She is a beautiful human. I love that every week you, fellow beautiful human, just highlight other fellow beautiful humans, and we all just, we all just vibe together. You know, we may
Thank
get
you. I love you
ranty
too.
because we're human and we have feelings and emotions, but we also have love, and with love comes anger, right? But from love comes just the ability to highlight information, education, abilities to connect and just be in flow together. So I love this.
That's
This
right.
is great, guys.
Awesome.
This
I
is
love
great.
you too. And don't forget, stay active on the chat line. Hit us up at any time. You can follow us. Make sure if you have any comments or questions or concerns, how we can make our show better, what we can do. Any guests that want to be on the show, please hit me up. I am booked up until the end of August. I'm starting to book September now. So don't forget, September, October, November, we're going to fill all that up all the way. And we're going to keep doing this show as long as we have a platform. It's very important. Thank you, StreamYard, for hanging out with us and making Funk from the Front Seat viable to everyone out there. And also Facebook, thank you, and YouTube and whatever else we're on. Thank you all, because it's cool. So, Kay, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned something as we spoke, you know, and my producer and I, we always talk about the show before we get into it, whatever. Minority mental health, you know, your feelings and thoughts on that, because I know that's something that's very near and dear to you. So just tell our audience a little bit about how you feel about that.
I feel that it is a month that needs to be highlighted because there's mental health, yes, the broad general understanding of mental health. We all need to be aware of our own mental health, whether it's in tip-top shape or you're going through some moments or you're really just in an emotional downpour. We all have the ability, we all have mental health, right? July highlights the delicacies and the complexities that is mental health for those who are of minority, of who are Black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American, you know, overall indigenous, just people who it's built around like the systemic intricacies of mental health and how the system in general, just how society is built up, it can cause some extra stressors that people like myself don't quite understand. I cannot personally understand this, but I can want to empathize and understand. And this is a perfect month to really educate yourself on the intricacies and complexities of mental health around people who are not white. Let's just get it straight. And so I love this. This is such an important month. And also it is Disability Pride Month. So it's not, you know, last month was Pride Month, which is great for the LGBTQIA plus community. This month highlights a month for those with disabilities of any kind, and physical, mental, emotional, and just celebrating and understanding how, you know, despite their differences, you can still live a normal life the way that, you know, you can. And just really understanding that, you know, there's just a whole other world having a disability of any kind, but, you know, you still try to make the best of it. And sometimes it's done in a unique way, and that should be celebrated. So
yeah, you're right about that.
July.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I want to give a shout out to my good friend Lurie, who lives over here in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry you're dealing with some things right now, but I'll be praying for you. Just know that God loves you, and you're going to be okay. And I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times I know what happened to me when I was in school. Um, my mother died, so I really wasn't into schoolwork for like a year. She died when I was 7. So they thought something was wrong with me when really I just didn't feel like doing schoolwork. Yeah. So there was nothing really wrong with me. I was dealing with the emotional effects of just not wanting to do physical work. And I know a lot of people right now, we talk privately about stuff. We're looking at how can, and I want your opinion, Kara, how can we as educators, which we all are, get down to that layer that says, okay, you need this to make your life better with this. And we got to weed through the government BS and the politics. But in the school system, the teachers, shout out to all of you because you guys are amazing day in, day out. And I want to have a discussion with you and Dr. Tawana Anthony, my good friend, one day, Kara. I'm going to bring her
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Amazing woman.
she blasted. She's an
I love
educator,
her.
author. Yeah, and I
I'm
talk to
a
her all the
huge
time.
fan.
Yeah, I talk to her all the time about the school system. So, in your opinion, how can we make it better?
I think just breaking down the barriers of the biases we have against people in general. The biases we have against women, the biases we have against Black people. Black men are supposed to be tough. Black women are also supposed to be tough and are often overlooked when it comes to, pain. If you're in the hospital, Black women in general, are not attended to as often as white women or of any other race because Black women are seen as having to be tough or that they withstand more pain. And I think just breaking down the barriers and being like, you're a human, and what do you need? Don't go by any standards. What do you need? And having that open conversation, because I don't know about you, but the first few times, actually the first few dozens I was ever actually asked in my adult life, what do you need? I couldn't give you an answer, right? Because I didn't know and I didn't feel safe and saying it. So having that safe space, especially in the classroom, having a safe space of, hey, you're having a tough time. What do you need? Or you're having a wonderful day. What's sparking joy in you right now? Even stuff such as getting to know people and what brings them joy and heartache. That is so important, being able to see people as people and knowing the hardships and systemic troubles and issues that people endure, especially if you are of a race that is not white, and especially if you're female too. So just kind of treating people as people and understanding the biases that are stacked against everyone. Sometimes it's just so crucial.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You brought up a good point because, again, we're in the midst of the change. Life, one constant thing we know, and one of my great coaches always says, change is inevitable. It's inevitable. So we know we're part of the change, light workers, you, me, others like us. We're trying our very, very best to live our lives and still make change, and still do the positive things we need to do in our lives to make them better and get the help we need for certain things and still look out for others. My earpiece is funky today. It won't stay in. That's because it knows I'm talking some really true shit. Yeah, I'm talking the truth. My earpiece wants to pop out. Sir knows. No, sorry. So anyway,
energetic levels.
Isn't it? Yeah, yes, because I have all my crystals and stuff in the car, so the energy bounces around in the car. Yes, my pyramids. I sage both of us, you and I, even though you're in Ohio and I'm here. I got to sage. Yeah, I got us, boo. I got you, man.
Palo Santo earlier. It was, yeah.
yes, Yes.
I lit some Palo Santo and then listened to Janae Aiko's last album. That's very spiritual, actually. And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So this weekend, and we can talk about this. And again, you're hanging out on Funk from the Front Seat.
Yeah.
My lovely producer, co-host Kara Oko is in the house. Kara, and you know, hanging out with you is really cool because you're in that zone, that like help zone. You're like stopping at the gas station and you're there. I can help you. Let's do all this great stuff. You know what I'm saying? But tell me, looking at this whole Fourth of July controversy thing, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are how I understand the uproar of people saying, what's the controversy? Because I grew up hearing that. What's the controversy? You're un-American if you don't believe in celebrating July 4th as Independence Day or celebrating it at all. And I kind of grew up thinking, well, I mean, if people have issues with it, then understand why. What's so wrong in understanding why? And then kind of learning and understanding through just information. So powerful. And I also see how just fear mongering is generational. And oppression's a bitch. It's all around in different layers. And so it's very interesting for me. I don't know. I guess I just don't really celebrate too many holidays anymore anyways, but I think it's just whatever, going back to what Tammy says, whatever sparks joy with you out of love and not out of other people's suffering, then go for it. If you want to light fireworks, great. If you want to have a cookout, great. If you just want an excuse to have drinks with your friends, cool. If you want to wear an American flag bikini and have a barbecue with American flags all around you, great. Just if that sparks joy, whatever. But it's just all about coming from a place of love. So that's more and more important, especially the older I get. So yeah.
Well said. And I like how you said, whatever it is you do, as long as it brings you joy and it doesn't overlap into hate, which is the main theme of this show: peace, love, and harmony and unity. That's what we need. So
reiterating what Tammy said, for sure. She spoke so many beautiful truths. So shout out to her. And I do want to hijack it a little bit. Black Feminist Hotline. That is a hotline that Tammy is a part of. So if you are curious or interested or want to reach out, please do. This is for you guys.
And I love that. I love the fact that you're a powerful woman. You're a mover and a shaker. I'm so glad you're producing the show and you're part of what I'm doing. You make my life a whole lot better. Trust me. We talk with friends on the side too as well. So, I see the change. I'm trying to be. Ooh, there's a black cat. I love black cats. Yo, that's somebody coming to say hello to me. I kid you not. One of my relatives. Yeah, black cat over there.
Do you want it? You should get it.
No. I can't. I don't have the time to take care of an animal. That's why I got fish.
So Rita literally just needs her litter box changed, and you can just throw down food and water and she's good. Like she's like a plant. She's like a fish, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know your pets are a big part of your life. And I know Henry, Henry be ruling. I once told you, man, look at Henry. He's a lucky dog. You know what I'm saying? I then look at Henry laying back.
You know, that definitely is like a stereotypical part of me. I'm like, oh, my humans or my pets are my human babies.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Henry doesn't wear a onesie, thank goodness. But I have put sweaters on him when he's cold, and I've looked into snow boots for him. in the
Look at
winter,
you.
so.
Look at you, Mama Kara. Yeah, I just happened to see the cat out the corner of my eye. I forgot what I was saying, but I was like, oh, he just came out of the woods. Because what I do when I shoot the show, I go to a secret location because I don't want to be bothered. And I have to make
Yeah.
sure I have a space where I can get the internet, and the show doesn't get disrupted.
Yeah.
So I found a spot that there's nobody here. It's always quiet. I can blast the music. I can yell and talk and scream, do whatever I want, right? But I'm
Yeah.
never going to give up my secret location. The only one that knows my secret location is my former producer, Mark. He's the only one. So I'm not.
He's probably staring out the window. Like,
But
hi.
he can't see it though. He can't see it. But hi, Mark, if you watch
good.
it, I love you, man. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Just take some
Mark-
breaks sometime. Yeah, take
Mark
some breaks
Lee.
sometime, Mark.
Mark
Yeah,
Lee, love you. Love you. My
Yo,
little hurt better.
That's right. So give a shout out to your boy, the show that you do. Give a shout out to him.
Oh. What?
Yeah, the
Jacoby
Thursday.
and
Yeah.
the Gamers
Yeah.
Den? Oh, Jacoby. Jacoby is just the most sweetest man in the entire world of sweet man. Sorry, Zach. You're like right like a half a step below because Jacoby's just a sweet angel. He's like too
I'm below
pure for
him.
all of us. He's
I'm
like
below him.
like in terms of sweet angel man. Like you
Hey, I got to be above him.
person, right? You're savage.
I gotta be above him. I gotta be above him.
Well, you could cut a person, right? So you're like,
Yes.
in terms
Yes.
of sweetness, you're like,
Yes. You're right. You do know me. You are so right. I'm below him. You're right.
And then in terms of sweetness, he's like this little sweet angel. You're just like, and I kid him all the time about being a middle child. But Jacoby McDuffie, he is the main host of the Gamers Den, and the Gamers Den is an amazing space on IBM TV/Pod TV, and he's on Twitch too. You can find him under Bull City GG, and watch us every Thursday at 12. So I wasn't there last week. Nobody was except for Jacoby. So he was just playing video games by himself and talking, which is cute. And but he's just I love it because it's more than just games. To him, it's more than just games. Bull City GG is about breaking the barriers between parent and child, society, and against gaming in general, and just really break down ageism, sexism, racism, all the isms and phobias regarding gaming and in life in general. And I'm not a gamer, but I, along with Mark Lee, I'm Siren, and sometimes Jacoby's sister, Janora, we are co-hosts on this show, and we just talk about anything that comes to our minds. And it does center around gaming, and also we just get into life in general, because what happens in gaming happens in life and vice versa. And sometimes it's a safer place online, which is why people really deep dive into it. They don't feel like they can be hurt as much compared to the outside world. So it's just a beautiful show. Again, check us out. We also have a podcast on Spotify and Anchor. It's Gamers Den. And it's just really cool. It's every Thursday at 12 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and when I'm not busy, I do try to catch it. I was a guest on there once, so thank you for that. That was really cool. Where we are now in this country, and again, a lot of people are not caught up into the politics, nor am I, but I do pay attention to stuff. And I still want to bring attention to this, and I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. pay attention to your local voting rights and all of the laws that they are passing, because they are sneaking things through that you might not be aware of, and they're distracting you. And I know they're distracting you because they're like, mask, no mask, COVID, no COVID, basketball, this, that, and the other. But pay attention, because at least in 26 states, if I'm not mistaken, at last count, they have changed some of the voting laws that are going to directly affect minority communities. Stay up on that. It's very, very important. Please.
Yes, because a lot of lawmakers don't realize that not everyone lives like them. Not everyone can get in a car and drive to a voting place. And not everyone has access to proper ID. Sometimes the local BMVs are closed or have weird restrictions around when or how you can get an ID. Something that, let's say you even lost everything in a fire and you had no way to access another ID or social security card or birth certificate because you lost it all and you're trying to like go from scratch. Or even if you didn't lose it in a fire, like sometimes people just don't have access to things that other people take for granted, and laws are built around this. And that's why it's so important for people wanting to teach critical race theory in schools and in life in general, because it teaches the fact that not everything is set up on a fair premise. And that's how laws are created. It's already imbalanced. And
that's right.
Like even in Cincinnati, we can't save a historical bell tower because there's not enough money in the budget, because we need more millions of dollars for a well-armed police department. And I'm not going anything against police or anything. It's just like, if lawmakers really cared, they would make room.
Yep, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It doesn't happen all the time.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And something, you brought up a good point, and I'm going to take it a step further. Again, we're hanging out, Funk from the Front Seat. My lovely co-host and producer, Carol Oka, will be dropping it all the time with us, hanging out. Don't forget, follow the thread, Black Feminist Hotline. Tammy Zhao has set up with her friend Amy, and they're doing some amazing, Amanda, and they're doing some amazing things. But this is why I know the whole voting scam thing is bullshit. I always said, first of all, Election Day should be a holiday. Number one. Number two, I always said, the government knows who you are. They should make it so the IRS is in charge of voting, because there's not a mug in the United States that the IRS doesn't get tax money from because of your social security number. And if you're young and you just started working, you still have to file a form. I always said, people that are working or have not worked or whatever, you're in the IRS data bank. Whether you work or not, you got to file taxes. Why can't we link voting and the tax thing up together? That's your identification. They pull up your one and only social security number. You match it with your tax form or your tax, whatever you got returned, and say, this is me. The government damn well knows this is me because they took $3,000 from me.
Yeah.
They know. So how you going to say I come up there now and I got 3 forms of ID and I don't know who you are? Come on. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I got angry because I'm telling you, that's how it should be done. It's simple. Tax form, social security number, cast your vote. Next. How hard is that? Yeah, I got hyped. Sorry, but I get angry because I work on the board downtown.
For being human.
Yeah, I work on the board downtown Durham, right? and I drive people. I stand there. I hand out the pamphlets, this and that. Yeah, I did all that, and I'm in the local government too. Every 2 years, every 4 years, I'm down there because I care. And I know people say your vote doesn't matter, but the process does. You know,
Yeah.
people don't vote because they don't think it matters, but the process does. If we did not do the process, we would have been stuck with 4 more years of you know who.
Yeah.
You know, so it does.
Along with it being a holiday, I think that all transportation of any kind should be free on that day as well.
Free. That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Because if we can make the Super Bowl or something, why can't? And that's not even important, you know. And here we are. We got people living under the bridge, you know. But I got to turn into Channel 2 to watch the Super Bowl at 8 o'clock at night. You know, everybody, oh, Super Bowl Sunday, but then we don't care about our election. You know, it should be Election Tuesday. Tuesday should be off. Everybody, if you can be off, be off. If you got to work, work. It should be a paid holiday. Everybody should
Yeah.
get paid because it's the most important thing we do in this country. Elect
Yeah.
our officials. What's more important than that?
Yeah. It's so important to know your state and city laws and just little intricacies as well, such as in the state of Ohio, as long as you've done your probation and everything, you or if you're currently doing it, like if you're following everything and you're a convicted felon, you can still vote. And a lot of people, when I was helping with the charter amendment for People Safety Reimagined last year in Cincinnati, a lot of people did not know that they even had the ability to vote. And also a lot of people don't even know, like, oh, did I update? Who do I go to update my address? And like, oh, I have to sign things exactly the way I did at the time I registered to vote. Like, people don't say that, or people don't know that. It's not relayed to them. And
Yep.
then you're penalized. You're a
Yep.
valid vote, yet you're somehow penalized because this information isn't given to you. And
right.
it's, like, I've seen it firsthand. The odds are stacked against you just to vote. And it should be a free, painless right for everyone to just be able to do.
That's right. Free alteration. I'm going to give you a last quick word, then we're going to get out of here with my ending and everything. I'm going to shout people out. Any last words or thoughts, Kara, for joining us?
So I just want to say, everyone, that I'm very proud of this man because he got on stage for the first time since pandemic last night. And I'm just, I don't care if you wanted me to say that or not. I'm pulling as someone we know and sharing your shit.
That's fine.
He got on stage and he fucking blasted it with the drums. I'm sure. I don't live in North Carolina, but I'm sure it was amazing. And I'm so proud of you because this pandemic has really affected everyone. And you could have just given up and you didn't. And you're fighting and you're thriving and you're loving life. And I'm so proud of you. And so this man right here is amazing, and I just want to give a shout out.
Thank you. You know, that's so kind of you. I really appreciate everything you've done. You know, you're my ride or die over here when it comes to things that we talk about and the show and life in general. And, you know, I'm always going to be there for you, you know. So I appreciate you. I did tell the love of my life about you out in California. I said, you know, Kara, she's tight, you know, so y'all got that bond together.
Shout out to her, too.
Yeah, Angela, yes. Shout out, baby, if you watch it. So anyway, we get ready to get out of here. Thanks for joining us on Funk from the Front Seat. My lovely host and co-host and producer, Kara Okra, is always with us behind the scenes. Amazing woman behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it classy, and making sure we keep the funk for everybody flowing. We get ready to get out of here. I'm going to do my shout outs, and I'm going to end today with Revolution. Because I think we are in a revolution, spiritual purpose revolution, and
So don't forget, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, know that there's a place for you on this show. Know that you can come in and comment. Please stay active. I'll get back to you on Facebook. You can follow me there. The Nappy Head Funk Army. We're not going to show those videos, but we'll get to them next time and we'll show them, okay? And we'll make sure that we put that up. Don't forget, August 21st, the Nappy Head Funk Army, Make America Funk Again Crab Fest is in Maryland. And we're going to be hanging out with the P-Funk family and T-Funk. I think they're Trouble Funk, but either way, we're going to be there. So I need everybody in the house to show up and get down.
Are you down with it? There's a revolution.
North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, Kentucky, Maryland, D.C., New York, Strong Island, Queens, Georgia, Florida, New Orleans, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Washington State, Hawaii, California, Arizona, Minneapolis, Jersey, England, Dubai, Australia, Germany, Hawaii, Samoans doing the Humpty Hump, Humpty Hump, Japan, Korea, I'm Young Hype, yo, China. Are y'all down with it? What's up, Brenda in Ohio? Clap your hands. Our guest today, Tammy Dow is in the house. Carol Oker's in the house.
Money, city, your thing can get you into heaven. Open up the book of
Nappy Head Funk Army.
10 through 11.
We ain't coming. We here.
Times your mind. His spiritual revolution for all of mankind. Are you down?
Are y'all down with it? Funk from the front seat. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Detroit. Let's roll out, y'all. Funk from the front seat. Shout out Afterglow 92416. Benevolent Funk. You know. Don't you know, nothing but the funk. Shout out to Bootsy Collins, George Clinton, Bernie Worrell, Skeet Curtis, Dawn, Amuka Kelly, Mike Hampton, all the funk kids. Shout out Aaron Mills from Cameo. It was nice playing with you last night, bro. And if you show up at the show, you're going to hear us play this live. That's right. August 21st, Maryland. Make America Funk Again. Crab Fest.
Don't you want to be down? Spiritual revolution, yeah.
I'm your host, number 9, Funk from the Front Seat. Every Saturday, I am out. Enjoy your weekend, y'all. Stay safe. Peace. Hit me up.